Hello, and welcome to the Conscious Wisdom channel. I've had a long life filled with challenges, happy moments, and lessons that only time can provide. Today, with my gray hair and wrinkles that tell the story of experiences, I want to share something that might not often be talked about, but affects many men and couples as they age: the reduction in penis size in old age. It may seem surprising or even uncomfortable for some, but I am convinced that it is important to discuss these topics to understand that aging is not something we should fear, but something we should embrace with wisdom. Just like any other part of the body, the penis also undergoes changes over the years, which can cause insecurity, frustration, or simply confusion. However, both my husband and I have come to understand that these changes do not necessarily mark the end of connection or pleasure. When I was younger, like any girl full of expectations, I saw sex and intimacy primarily as something related to physical energy. I remember when I met the man who would become the love of my life, his virility captivated me, not just because of his appearance, but for the strength and confidence he exuded. During the early years of our marriage, our sex life was vibrant and full of excitement, something natural in youth. Over time, however, as our bodies changed, the way we related to each other in bed also evolved. The first noticeable change was the decrease in the firmness of my husband's erections. At first, we both felt confused, thinking it might be temporary, but it wasn't. Time went on, and erections were no longer what they used to be. At times, they came and went before we could fully enjoy intimacy. It was then that I also began to notice a reduction in size, something that might be surprising for any man or couple not prepared for it. I remember the first time we talked about it, my husband, always so confident, started to avoid discussing sex. I saw him emotionally withdraw, worried about not performing as he once did. It was clear that he felt ashamed, something he had never experienced before. This hurt me deeply because I knew that the most important thing in our relationship wasn't sex, but the love and connection we had cultivated over the years. I took the time to research because I wanted to understand what was happening and how I could help him feel better about himself. I discovered that the decrease in penis size with age is a completely natural process. Over time, the body loses some elasticity, hormone levels change, and blood flow decreases, which can affect the size and firmness of the penis. But the most valuable thing I learned was that these changes do not mean the end of pleasure or intimacy. I decided to talk to him one night, after a quiet dinner. I sat beside him and took his hand. I told him I understood what was happening and that he shouldn't feel ashamed. I explained that our bodies change over the years, and that it was completely normal. What really mattered to me was not how his body looked, but the connection we had. I wanted him to know that I loved him for who he was, not for his ability to maintain an erection. At that moment, something in our relationship changed. We began to pay more attention to our emotional connection than to the physical act itself. We realized that pleasure didn't have to depend on an erection. We learned to enjoy intimacy in a different way. We explored new ways of touching, communicating, and enjoying each other's presence. We began to value the gestures of affection, the hugs, the long kisses, and the foreplay, which in our youth we might have overlooked in our rush to reach climax. As time passed, my husband began to regain his confidence. It wasn't an immediate change, but little by little, he started to accept his body as it was. Accepting these transformations didn't mean that our sex life was less fulfilling. On the contrary, we discovered that sex can be more enjoyable and enriching when we focus on the connection and shared pleasure, rather than on the physical expectations of youth. One of the most valuable lessons we learned in this process was that intimacy is not just about what happens in the bedroom, it also involves how we treat each other, how we listen to and support each other. It's about being there for each other, not only in the happy moments, but also in the challenges that come with the passage of time. In the end, what truly matters is how we make each other feel. It's true that men often feel societal pressure to maintain an image of virility throughout their lives. This pressure can be overwhelming, especially when physical changes start to become noticeable. However, what I wish all men could understand is that their worth does not depend on the size of their penis or the strength of their erections. Their true value lies in how they love, care for, and connect emotionally with their partners. Now, with the years I've accumulated, I can confidently say that sex in old age can even be more pleasurable than in youth. Maturity gives us the ability to be more patient, more understanding, and more attentive to what the other person needs. It allows us to fully enjoy the moment, without the pressure to meet expectations or achieve a specific goal. We learn to relax and enjoy the pleasure of physical contact without worrying about what is expected of us. One of the most significant changes was how we began to perceive our bodies. In youth, we often become obsessed with our appearance. We want perfect bodies, defined muscles, and exceptional performance. But as time passed, we learned to value our bodies for what they truly are, carriers of our experiences, memories, and love. My wrinkles tell a story, just like my husband's scars and the changes in his body. The body in old age becomes a living reflection, marked by everything we've lived through, the mistakes we've made, and the accomplishments we've achieved. Instead of viewing it with discouragement or frustration, we chose to look at it with gratitude. Every line and every transformation represents a story of resilience, love, and evolution. My husband began to see his body and virility in a new light. The size of his penis stopped being a symbol of his masculinity, simply becoming a part of him that had changed over time, just like many other things. As he freed himself from societal expectations, I could see how his self-confidence began to resurface, but this time in a much deeper way. It was no longer a superficial confidence based on appearance or performance, but one that came from accepting his whole self, with all of its transformations. Our intimate life also transformed. Although sexual encounters became less frequent, they became much more intense and meaningful. Every touch was imbued with a more thoughtful intention, as if we were celebrating the fact that, despite time and changes, we continued to find ways to love and connect. We began exploring new ways to experience pleasure without the pressure of achieving an erection or reaching orgasm. We discovered that true enjoyment was in that, being together without expectations, simply living in the moment. One of the aspects I value most about those years is our ability to show vulnerability to each other. We spoke openly about our fears and insecurities. My husband told me how difficult it was to accept the changes in his body, how it made him feel less of a man in a world that often defines masculinity by the size and function of the penis. However, he also shared how, through our relationship, he understood that his worth did not depend on those superficial standards. I was also honest with him and told him that, although the physical changes surprised me at first, they never affected my love or attraction to him. In fact, our relationship grew stronger as we learned together how to navigate those changes. We learned to communicate better, to express our needs not just in intimacy, but in our daily lives. This communication became essential to keeping the spark alive, not just physically, but also in our emotional bond. Over time, our focus shifted even more to emotional intimacy. We began to be more aware of how important it was to take care of our emotions and our spirit, just as we did our bodies. We realized that sex is not just a physical act, but an extension of the emotional and spiritual connection we share. And when that connection is strong, the pleasure we experience is much deeper and more satisfying than anything physical performance could offer. For my husband, accepting his body also opened the door to new ways of taking care of himself. He began to focus more on his overall health, not just his sexual health. He became interested in adopting a more balanced diet, staying active, and practicing relaxation techniques and meditation that helped reduce stress and anxiety. These changes not only improved his physical well-being, but also his emotional well-being, which, curiously, ended up improving our sex life in ways we hadn't anticipated. Stress and anxiety are common factors in sexual issues in old age. The pressure to perform can be overwhelming. However, by releasing that burden and learning to accept and appreciate his body as it is, my husband experienced a new sense of freedom, which translated into greater relaxation during our intimate moments, allowing his body to respond more naturally. One key point I want to emphasize is that these changes did not happen immediately. It was a gradual process, with ups and downs, moments of doubt, and small achievements. There were days when my husband still felt frustrated with his body, when insecurity would creep in, but those moments became less frequent as we both continued to work on our relationship and our own acceptance. We also learned to take it with humor. Humor became a great tool for lightening uncomfortable moments. When something didn't go as we expected in bed, we would simply laugh, hug each other, and keep enjoying the moment. We realized that there was no need to take things so seriously. Life, in the end, is full of imperfections, and it's those imperfections that make it special. As time passed, our sexual relationship continued to transform. It was no longer just a physical act, but a deeper connection that involved touch, loving words, and gestures of affection. We understood that true pleasure didn't lie in the act itself, but in the presence and love we shared. The process of facing the decrease in size in old age was a lesson in acceptance, patience, and affection. We learned to look beyond the beauty and performance standards imposed by society, and to value what truly matters: connection, intimacy, and mutual respect. Every change in my husband's body was an opportunity to learn and grow together, to deepen our relationship, and discover new ways of loving each other. For me, that is the true treasure of aging. Today, as I reflect on the past, I feel deep gratitude for all that we have lived through. While youth and overflowing passion have their appeal, there is a beauty and serenity that can only be found in mature love, a love that has withstood the test of time, overcome the challenges of aging, and emerged stronger and deeper than ever. So, to any man or couple going through these transformations, my message is clear: don't be afraid to talk about it, don't fear accepting what your bodies are experiencing. Remember that aging is a natural part of life, and with the right attitude, every stage can be as enriching and meaningful as the last. The size of the penis, the firmness of the erections, those are just physical aspects of a much greater whole. True masculinity, true connection, and true pleasure come from the ability to love and be loved, to accept and be accepted. And that, dear ones, has nothing to do with the size or appearance of any part of the body. It's about the heart and soul that are given to the relationship. As we continue to age together, we continue to learn, continue to love, and continue to connect. And for me, that is the true gift of old age. Have you ever wondered if self-exploration can contribute to your health as you age? It's a topic that's rarely discussed, but today we're breaking that taboo. For those over 50, this intimate act can offer more than just pleasure. It could be key to caring for your physical, mental, and emotional well-being in ways you may not have considered. In this video, I will share scientific facts, surprising benefits, and debunk some myths about how self-exploration can be beneficial for your health over the years. If you haven't already, subscribe and activate the notification bell to make sure you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you like this content, you can help me keep sharing useful lessons by giving it a like and sharing it. As we age, both men and women often face an intimate and personal challenge: the difficulty of maintaining emotional closeness and an active sex life. This issue touches the core of our identity but is rarely talked about openly. It's a common mistake to think that sexual desire simply disappears with age, leaving us disconnected from a part of ourselves that once brought so much satisfaction. However, this is not entirely true. The reality is that both our bodies and minds evolve over time. Instead of losing that spark, we just need to adjust and find new ways to enjoy our pleasure and intimacy. What happens as we age is not that desire fades, but that we must approach our sensuality from a new perspective. This transformation can lead to an experience that is both beautiful and liberating. Self-exploration, which society has long misunderstood, becomes not only a means of liberation but also an essential source of both physical and emotional well-being. Rather than something to be ashamed of, it is, in fact, one of the most intimate and healing acts of self-love that we can engage in, especially as we grow older. Imagine rediscovering yourself in ways you never thought possible, learning what brings you happiness, what stimulates your senses, and what reminds you that your body is still capable of experiencing deep and rewarding pleasure. Self-exploration is not just a physical act, it's also a way to connect with yourself on an emotional level. It helps maintain mental health, reduces stress, and releases those feel-good hormones that remind us of the vitality that still resides within us. It's a way of saying, I am still here, I still deserve love, pleasure, and happiness. In this phase of life, embracing self-exploration means reclaiming a part of ourselves that may feel distant or lost. It's about taking care of our bodies, respecting our desires, and recognizing that pleasure, no matter how we experience it, is a gift we deserve. So, let's explore the numerous benefits this can bring, not only to our bodies but also to our overall well-being. You'll be surprised by the power in this simple yet significant act. Over time, both men and women often face a deeply personal and sometimes painful challenge: difficulty maintaining intimacy or an active sex life. This topic can evoke a range of emotions: frustration, sadness, and even a sense of loss. For many, intimacy has always been associated with connection and closeness with another person. However, when our bodies begin to transform, when our energy levels fluctuate, or when we deal with health issues affecting our lives, it's easy to feel like something essential is slipping away. We may even start to convince ourselves of the false belief that sexual desire naturally fades with age. However, let me clarify that this couldn't be further from the truth. What really happens as we age is not that we lose our desire, but that we need to adapt. Our bodies and minds change, and it's essential to adjust the way we connect with ourselves and our partners. It's not a loss, but an opportunity to rediscover what pleasure and intimacy can mean in this new stage of life. Before we continue, remember to like if you're enjoying the video and subscribe to the channel for the best tips on how to attract abundance and prosperity into your life. Let's move on. This journey toward self-awareness can be powerful, and even beautiful. Instead of giving up on something so essential to our emotional and physical well-being, we're given the opportunity to discover new ways of relating to our bodies. One of the most misunderstood aspects of aging is the importance of self-exploration, especially among older adults. However, the truth is that self-exploration is crucial. It represents a way of caring for ourselves that helps us stay in harmony with our bodies, continue feeling joy and pleasure, and reminds us that we are alive, still capable of experiencing beauty and satisfaction, even in moments of solitude. Self-exploration is not just about fulfilling a physical need, it involves taking the time to connect with your body, to understand what feels pleasurable, what provides comfort, and what stimulates your senses. It's a deeply personal way of affirming, I am valuable, my body is valuable, my pleasure is meaningful. As the years go by, self-exploration can gain unprecedented relevance. It allows us to maintain a relationship with our sexuality that feels safe and reassuring, with no reason to feel ashamed. In fact, there is great power in this. Think about it: as we age, our lives may slow down in some areas, but our need for pleasure and connection remains. Intimacy is fundamental to our nature as human beings, and even though we may no longer be as physically active as we once were, that doesn't mean we should give up on those things that make us feel truly alive. Self-exploration can help us maintain that connection with our inner self, reminding us that our bodies still deserve care and attention, no matter how old we are. One of the most significant benefits of self-exploration, especially in this stage of life, is how it can reduce stress and anxiety. As we age, we often carry the weight of the world, concerns about our health, family, finances, or simply the passage of time. However, when we dedicate time to self-exploration, we release hormones that generate well-being, such as endorphins and oxytocin, which not only improve our mood but also allow us to feel more centered and balanced. It's a moment of relief from daily pressures, a period to focus entirely on yourself and what brings you happiness. Let's not overlook the physical benefits. Self-exploration keeps the body active, muscles engaged, and circulation in good condition. It also helps preserve sexual function, allowing us to maintain a connection with our sexuality even as the body changes over time. It's a way to reignite that spark, even if it may look different from when we were younger. However, perhaps the greatest benefit is the emotional connection we can cultivate with ourselves. Self-exploration is an act of self-love, a way to treat ourselves with kindness and remind ourselves that we still deserve pleasure and happiness. It's a way of reaffirming that, despite everything, our body remains a source of joy and wonder. It's a process of reclaiming a part of yourself that society may have suggested you leave behind, and in that reclaiming, there is immense personal empowerment. If you're still watching this video and find these teachings helpful, leave a comment with the number 1 below so I know you're still with me. In a world that often pushes older people to the background, self-exploration is a way to stand up and say, I'm still here, I'm still relevant. My body and my pleasure still matter. It's a deeply personal gesture that reminds us that, no matter our age, we still deserve love, pleasure, and attention, especially from ourselves. So, as you move through this chapter of your life, remember that self-exploration is not something to feel ashamed of, on the contrary, it's something to celebrate. It's a valuable tool for caring for both your physical health and emotional well-being. It's about embracing this stage with open arms, knowing that your body can still offer you great moments of joy. Let's take a closer look at the many benefits that self-exploration can bring and why it should become a valuable part of your self-care routine as you move through life. You may be surprised at how transformative this practice can be. One of the most profound, yet often overlooked, benefits of self-exploration is its potential influence on reducing the risk of prostate cancer. It's amazing to think that something as natural as regular ejaculation can have such a significant impact on our health. Recent studies have shown that men who ejaculate frequently, either through intimacy with a partner or through self-exploration, can significantly reduce their chances of developing prostate cancer. It's not just a slight decrease. Certain studies indicate that men over 40 who ejaculate frequently could lower their risk by 30%. Think about that. A simple, natural act that can offer such strong protection against a disease that affects so many people. We cannot afford to ignore this statistic. The relevance of this benefit is undeniable, especially considering that prostate cancer remains one of the most common types among men. Research shows that self-exploration not only addresses a physical need but also involves taking active steps to care for your health. It's astonishing how our bodies are designed to take care of themselves when given the opportunity. Frequent ejaculation helps remove toxins and reduces the buildup of harmful substances in the prostate, acting as a type of natural cleanse. And this isn't just an advantage for younger men, it's something that can make a significant difference as we age. With all the concerns that come with aging, knowing that we can have some control over our health is incredibly encouraging. Self-exploration transforms into not just a gratifying experience, but also a proactive approach to preserving our well-being. For women, the benefits of self-pleasure are particularly significant when it comes to physical health. While menopause may end menstrual cycles, many older women still experience menstrual-like symptoms or pelvic discomfort. In this context, self-pleasure can be extremely beneficial. It helps relieve pelvic congestion that can build up over time, causing discomfort. It also promotes healthy blood flow to the pelvic area, aiding relaxation and reducing pain. One of the most surprising benefits is its ability to alleviate menstrual cramps. For older women who may still experience occasional periods or related symptoms, self-stimulation can serve as a natural painkiller. The release of endorphins during climax acts as an analgesic, helping to reduce cramps and improve mood. Imagine having a tool that not only provides pleasure but also helps relieve discomfort in such an intimate way. This is something every woman should know and value. In addition to the physical benefits for both men and women, self-pleasure offers mental well-being. It goes beyond just immediate physical release, encompassing a deeper level of self-care. It serves as a reminder that we can still experience pleasure and connect with our bodies in meaningful ways. This connection helps reduce stress, boosts self-esteem, and provides a sense of calm and relaxation. Whether you're a man reducing your risk of prostate cancer or a woman relieving pelvic discomfort, self-pleasure is a natural and effective way to empower your health and well-being. It's about appreciating your body and acknowledging that, even as the years pass, there is much to celebrate about our physical forms. Accepting this reality can lead to a longer, healthier, and more joyful life. The lack of frequent orgasms can impact our physical health more than many realize, particularly concerning the pelvic area. When blood circulation in this region is insufficient, it can lead to uncomfortable symptoms such as heaviness, tension, and even intense pain. This issue often goes unnoticed in conversations but can significantly affect our quality of life, especially as we age. Self-stimulation, by promoting circulation in this delicate area, serves as an essential remedy for these issues. It helps keep the pelvic muscles active and ensures adequate blood flow, preventing the buildup of tension and discomfort. It's akin to giving your body a necessary adjustment, ensuring everything functions smoothly and pleasurably. For women, this is especially relevant, as the pelvic region tends to suffer from reduced blood flow due to hormonal changes and aging. However, men also experience these discomforts, and self-exploration offers a natural, simple solution that can make a significant difference. It's encouraging to recognize that we have the power to take control of our well-being and comfort through something so inherent. Beyond its benefits for the pelvic region, self-pleasure is surprisingly effective for a common problem many face: headaches. We've all experienced those uncomfortable and annoying pains that seem to appear out of nowhere, quickly ruining our day. While it may be tempting to reach for a painkiller, there's a natural and highly effective alternative: self-pleasure. During orgasm, our bodies release a surge of endorphins, those fantastic hormones that promote well-being and act as natural pain relievers. These endorphins help reduce the severity of headaches and other types of discomfort, offering relief in a way that's not only effective but deeply pleasurable. Imagine this: instead of immediately turning to medication, you can rely on your body's natural mechanisms to help ease the pain. This alternative is often overlooked, but once you understand the science behind it, it makes perfect sense. Why not choose a solution that not only alleviates discomfort but also lifts your mood, reduces stress, and helps you feel more in tune with yourself? It's a win in multiple ways, for both men and women. Incorporating self-pleasure into your self-care routine is about more than fulfilling a physical need, it's about harnessing the body's innate abilities to promote holistic well-being. Whether alleviating pelvic discomfort or fighting off a headache, the benefits are clear. Self-pleasure goes beyond the obvious: it offers an opportunity to tap into the healing power of your body, providing relief, well-being, and satisfaction, all in a single act. So next time you feel the usual tension building up, whether in your mind or your body, consider turning to self-pleasure. It's an effective tool not only for managing discomfort but also for reconnecting with the pleasure your body can still offer. Self-pleasure not only provides physical advantages, but it is also supported by science as an effective tool for reducing stress, something we all crave in our fast-paced, pressure-filled world. We live in a society that continuously urges us to meet expectations, deadlines, and obligations. This stress that builds up, if not properly managed, can have a negative impact on our health, both mentally and physically. Self-exploration offers a natural and highly rewarding way to alleviate this stress by promoting relaxation through the release of dopamine and serotonin, the happiness neurotransmitters produced by the body. These substances are highly effective in balancing our emotions, improving our mood, and generating a sense of calm. This becomes particularly relevant as we age, as emotional well-being is essential for enjoying a happy and fulfilling life in our later years. It is not limited to physical health but also involves feeling emotionally stable and in harmony. Self-care allows us to manage our mental health, even in the face of the inevitable challenges life brings. And the wonderful thing is that it is entirely within our hands. A personal and accessible way to care for oneself that can be done anytime and anywhere. However, the benefits go beyond this. For those who struggle with insomnia, self-exploration can become an unexpected yet highly effective ally. We have all experienced the frustration of being awake at night, tossing and turning, unable to reach that restorative sleep we desperately need. However, after reaching orgasm, the body releases prolactin, a hormone that promotes relaxation and contributes to deeper, more restorative sleep. It is nature's way of assisting us in relaxing, calming both the body and the mind, and preparing us for rest. So, if you find it difficult to fall asleep, this practice can offer a completely natural solution, with no side effects, that not only helps you sleep but also leaves you with a sense of well-being. There are numerous misconceptions about self-exploration that need to be cleared up, especially regarding men's health. One of the most common myths is the mistaken belief that self-pleasure undermines men's masculinity. This couldn't be further from the truth. In fact, self-exploration does not decrease testosterone, it can help regulate it and keep it balanced. So, gentlemen, rest assured, self-exploration does not compromise your masculinity or sexual energy, but may actually help preserve it. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons valuable, please leave a comment with the number 2 below to let me know you're still with me. Self-exploration is not just a way to satisfy physical desires, it is an essential aspect of overall health care, especially as we age. It helps reduce stress, promotes relaxation, supports mental health, and even aids in rest for people of all genders. It provides a way to stay connected with ourselves, feel stronger in our bodies, and enjoy the numerous benefits it offers. So, let's leave the myths behind and embrace this practice for what it truly is, a natural and healthy method that enriches life by taking care of both body and mind. We should not overlook the profound emotional and psychological effect that self-exploration has, which is often ignored, but could be one of the most significant. Self-exploration goes beyond being a mere physical act, it represents a form of self-awareness and a close connection with ourselves. In these moments, we not only indulge in physical pleasure, but we also nurture our emotional well-being. Every time we take the time to tune into our own bodies, we send a crucial message to our minds: my body is still important, it can still offer joy, comfort, and pleasure. This affirmation has a positive impact on our self-esteem and mood, strengthening our sense of worth and personal satisfaction. For older adults, the emotional benefits of self-exploration are even more significant. Many who engage in it regularly report feeling less anxiety, less depression, and generally greater satisfaction with their sexual lives, even if they are no longer in a relationship. It becomes a source of relief and empowerment, reminding them that their bodies are still vibrant and can still bring them happiness, even without an intimate relationship. This understanding can be incredibly liberating, especially in a society that often associates aging with a decline in sensuality or sexual vitality. Before we continue, remember to like the video if you're enjoying it, and subscribe to the channel to receive the best advice on how to attract abundance and prosperity into your life. Let's keep going. Some of you may be wondering, can self-exploration become excessive? Can it turn into something harmful if done in excess? The key is finding a balance. Just like with any other activity in life, moderation is essential. Self-exploration is a healthy and natural way to care for your physical and emotional well-being, but it's important to approach it with awareness. It's not about turning it into a compulsion, but recognizing it as a way to relax, feel good, and cultivate a deeper connection with your body. When done with this intention, it becomes an act of self-care, not something that should generate guilt or shame. If it helps you calm down, lifts your mood, and brings you closer to understanding what your body really needs, then it's something you should embrace, not discard. Additionally, I want to highlight something important, especially for those who are single. You don't need to be in a relationship to keep your sexuality active. This is an important reminder for everyone, particularly for those who believe that being single means the end of their sexual life. This is not true. Self-exploration is a beautiful reminder that your ability to enjoy pleasure does not depend on another person. You can continue to enjoy your body, maintain a connection with your sensuality, and experience the joy of physical pleasure on your own. There is nothing wrong with this. In fact, it's a way to keep the spark of your sexuality alive, even when you're alone. Dear listeners, as we consider these realities, it is important to remember that our sexuality is an essential part of our identity, a facet that does not fade with age. Self-exploration is a powerful tool that helps us preserve our physical and emotional health, no matter how many candles are on our birthday cake. It protects us from dangers that we may not even be aware of, such as pelvic congestion, prostate cancer, headaches, and insomnia. Additionally, it helps reduce the stress and anxiety that we all face in today's demanding reality. At the end of the day, self-exploration is more than just physical gratification, it's about loving and respecting yourself at every stage of your existence. With the experience that maturity brings, we realize that taking care of our body and mind is an act of love toward ourselves, and that self-love is not restricted by age. I encourage you to embrace this practice openly and without regret, to accept it for all the benefits it offers, and to appreciate it for what it truly represents, a celebration of life, well-being, and happiness. As we reach the end of this enlightening journey, I hope you've gained a deeper understanding of the importance of self-care, self-love, and the role that self-exploration can play in maintaining your physical and emotional health, no matter your age. It's not just about physical satisfaction, it's about respecting your body, valuing the wisdom that experience brings, and continuing to nourish yourself in ways that bring happiness, peace, and harmony into your life. Now, I'd love to hear your thoughts. What have you taken away from today's talk? What is one lesson you'll carry with you from this video and apply to your daily life? Please share your reflections in the comments below. I'm eager to read your ideas and perspectives. And, of course, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like it, share it, and subscribe to our channel. Your support is crucial for us to continue offering content that empowers and inspires. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.